In this video, I will show you how to self-steer a small sailboat using the sheet-to-tiller method as we travel across the Pamlico Sound to Ocracoke, North Carolina. This is the first piece of hardware you'll need to make. We call it the elastic. It is made of a 3-foot length of 1/4-inch line which attaches to the middle of a piece of 3/8 surgical tubing that is about 4 feet long. I've created 2 little loops with zip ties holding them together. These little loops attach to the end of your tiller. In light winds, you'll use one of these little loops attached and just dangle the other, and in heavier winds, you'll attach both of them to the end of your tiller. Here I've used a bowline to attach in the middle of the surgical tubing. This is the next piece of hardware you'll need to make, a tail block, which is a 5-foot long piece of 1/4-inch line that attaches to a small block. Now here I have done it with an eye splice, but you could also just attach it with a bowline. You may need 2 more small blocks that attach to stanchions or handrails via a square nut like this. Also, you'll need a 20-foot length of 1/4-inch line. So to self-steer your boat upwind, you'll need to attach the elastic to the lee side of the boat. I use a slip knot around a block mounted on the port side gunwale. Then I attach the 2 loops to the tiller. Here you'll see the 20-foot 1/4-inch line going through the upwind block and then attaching via a rolling hitch to the main sheet tackle. Once you've attached the elastic, you need to make sure that it pulls the tiller slightly to lee of the center position. Here, the main sheet tackle has a bend in it, and then it goes through the upwind block and then attaches here at the tiller with a few wraps that overlap each other. That is the entire system. You start by running this 20-foot line through the upwind block and then attaching a rolling hitch to the main sheet tackle. And it will pull a bend in the line. You can see that bend really clearly in this shot. Then you hold the boat on course and do your wraps as you have the boat on course. You may need to do a few adjustments, which is why I just do a few wraps. And then you dial it in. You might need it to be tighter, you might need it to be looser. You'll figure it out in time. This is the basic principle. Just keep looking at this loop I've created. This is how you self-steer upwind. As the wind pulls on the mainsail, the main sheet tightens and the 20-foot line pulls on the tiller upwind. When the main sheet luffs, the elastic will then pull the tiller to the lee side. This keeps the boat balanced on course. There will be a time when the boat gets blown off course and you need to simply grab the tiller with your hand and override the self-steering mechanism. It will just have a lot of tension on it, but it's very easy to do, and usually this will get you back on course, and maybe you need to dial in your wrapping on the sheet to tiller line. Self-steering downwind is pretty much the same. Instead of attaching the sheet to tiller line to the main sheet tackle, attach the line from the jib sheet about a foot or so under the clew with a rolling hitch. Then run the line across the deck to a block somewhere midship, then running along the gunwale to a block in the cockpit, and then give it a few wraps overlapping the end of the tiller, dialing in your course. In this case, rather than wrapping the sheet to tiller line around the tiller, we doubled the amount of pull from the jib by running the sheet to tiller line through a tail block and then to the windward stern cleat. Wrap the tail of the tail block around the tiller to dial in your course. This is the self-steering downwind system. Watch how wildly the tiller moves as the sail luffs. And then when the wind catches, it pulls the tiller windward. I'm Paul VanNess. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more sheet to tiller, self-steering, and sailing tips.